Officially, they are not notified, and they are making steps. So 3 major things I highlighted. That's what they will start with. But and also the 4 people I just named, they have to appear before the U.S. Congress to tell what really happened. What really happened? Maybe eventually.
What really happened? Like it has to be a different one. Like seriously.
So this thing is beyond the Supreme Court of Nigeria. No,
you know why I believe that it is beyond Nigeria now too. You know how I believe that, sir, right? I have seen the way Washington Post, New York Times, and some of this your American media, the way they put the headline, and then the way they actually put the body of the news, it was more or less like the U.S. government should not look away from what is going on in Nigeria. With all the news coming from Nigeria, like, you know what I mean? Like, you know the way they do their thing in America. I shall link it to asking the U.S. government not to pretend that this is not happening. I saw that.
So, and everything have been copied to the White House, and to the VP, everything have been copied. Everything have been copied. These are the details. Yesterday, officially, I repeat, around 10:30 a.m. local time, FBI, and now officially we start their investigation, thorough investigation, Correct. And I can use the medium that Emmanuel Efeni, please let me get the call of Arise News. Should contact me. Rufai Oseni of Arise News should contact me, and also my best friend. This is a first class lawyer, Professor Fidelis Odita, my good friend. Greatest Akokites, Fido. Great. Professor Fidelis Odita, former Queen's Counsel. He knows himself. So contact me. Yes.
And also Mr. Anytime.
Urgent. And also Mr. Femi Falana too should contact me. Once again, Professor Fidelis Odita, Fido. That's the alias. That's Fido. And also yes.
Great.
Yes, great. And also Mr. Femi Falana too should contact me. Right. And also Mr. Emmanuel Efeli of Arise News, and also Rufai Oseni of Arise News. So officially, FBI is on it. Officially. Thank you.
For those that received the cryptic message of Dr. Agbede, please reach out to Doctor as advised. Please, if you are still watching us, you should take a moment and then drop your own offering. Okay, you still need to like this broadcast if you haven't already, right? Share it too. I have another caller on the line here. Hello there.
Hello.
Hello, sir. How are you?
Good, Mike. How are you? My name is.
Oh, I didn't hear that too. Your name is?
No, take it. I'm calling from North America.
Okay, I'll just say take it, Abby. Take it. Did you say take it back?
No, I say I'm calling from North America.
I heard that, but I said your name is. Sorry.
I will tell you later.
Okay, you don't want to. Okay, now I get it now. Okay, sir, please.
Mayegu, I won't waste time. You are doing well. Okay.
Thank you.
So, and a lot of things to be talked about, but I won't have the whole time, and I know.
I mean, I can give you the time as much as time allows, you know. I mean, let's start from somewhere. Sometimes you won't even know that you've gone far, right? By the time you start. So let's start somewhere for whatever time allows.
Very great, very gracious of you. Now,
yes, sir.
You know, those who are talking like you, I've told some friends that argue with me. You know, those who say, come home and do it. And I told them that, look, these guys in diaspora are doing more than those of you at home, telling them to come home. And today, you have said something that supported what I said, that you are more useful where you are to Nigerians than this thing that telling you come home. But let's leave that alone. At this time around, why the talking is going on, why the Dogon French is going on, why the long grammar is going on, I want to believe that we've gotten to a time when we should be taking action.
That's right.
And if we are not taking that action, we should be doing things that will lead to that action. One, you know, these guys, you call them criminal elements, and they are, you are right. You know, they have a way of fouling the air.
They do.
Committing these atrocities they commit every second, and then turn around to gaslight anybody that will say, oh, why are you doing this? And how do they gaslight us? They will say, don't take laws into your hands. Yeah. This is the time.
Follow the right channel.
Yes, this is the time we should start with harsher tone to them.
The more they dislike it, the more we give it to them. Don't tone down your voice for them. Don't listen to their guy. Say it exactly how you feel, especially when they complain.
Yes, I'm coming.
Yes,
so
sir.
You know this guy, useless guy in Port Harcourt, they call Asari Doku, but there's something he said sometimes. He said, if they, I'm not saying I'm supporting him or he's on his own. But there's something he said I want to use to support what I'm saying. He said, if they talk to you about this, there's a video he did. He said, if they talk to you about this, talk to them, ask them about Hadiza. Okay? So when they tell you, just because you are innocent and patriotically asking, why are you doing this evil? And they say you are taking the laws into your hand, tell them that they have killed the law. They have poo-pooed on the law.
Yes, they have.
They have urinated on the law.
They have.
They have thrown the law into the gutter. So who is milder to the law? Me that I'm taking it in my hand to pamper it, and you that you have done all these things to the law. Let us start from there. And then they will now tell you to think of this thing. This is the time we will start talking to those justices, whoever they will be. I don't know whether they've gotten them.
In the language they understand. Go on, sir.
You know, they call the court, they normally say the court below.
Yeah.
This is the time we will start telling them that we have kind of overlooked what those their brothers below did. Okay? Those judges, those their brothers below.
Yes.
Because they say that court is the court below, right?
And now?
We have to start telling them those things that their brothers below did, we appear to have overlooked it. If they don't do the right thing, yes, if themselves don't do the right thing, we are going to deal with them. And they say, you are threatening. We will tell them, yes, we are threatening you, and it's deliberate. It is deliberate. We have gotten to that time. If action is not taken, believe me, Mayegu, there's no other way you can solve this problem.
I do.
So let me leave that one there. The second one.
Yes, sir.
The second one before I go is.
Yeah, it's okay.
You know this. I used to occasionally, once in a long while, I used to write articles that are published in the Nigerian newspaper. Right. There's one I've gotten the caption, but I've not scribbled much. And it's about this Tinubu. I like the name you give to that guy, Tinubu.
Yes.
I captioned it from cradle to Aso Rock. One story of one man's fraud, deceit, and evil manipulation and maneuver in the Nigerian space. This man, and why I say cradle, is because, you know, we used to say 44 years ago. Nobody knows when he started this thing because you don't even know when he was born.
No.
You don't know. So from cradle to Aso Rock, he has been doing all these things and getting away with it. The question I want to ask, the final question I will ask, but I will tell you a story.
Right.
I'm an Igbo man. In Igbo, you know, Igbos love aphorisms, proverbs, wise sayings, you know?
Every now and then I do. Go on, sir.
Those sayings are usually laconic. They say a little bit, it means volume. Okay? There's something Igbos call anunuebe. Anunuebe. I will explain it.
Yes, sir.
And Tinubu has become something of anunuebe. Anunuebe is an aphorismic reference to evil, bad person. Okay? Actually, that Anunuebe is a mysterious tree. It's a mysterious tree. It's a tree, but it doesn't exist. But birds perch on that tree. It doesn't exist. So, and any bird that perches on it disappears. That tree doesn't exist. So, Tinubu has become something like that. Now, the question is, who do we really blame? Is it Tinubu? Is it the system? Is it Nigeria? So, is it Nigeria? Is it Nigerian? Is it Tinubu? For many years, from Credo to Aso Rock, that guy has maneuvered his way and gotten there. Why am I asking this question? Just for you to see that unless action is taken, it's not much something Supreme Court will do. That's why I like that Dr. Abade, he's saying something, and I listen to him. We really have to do something. Something has to be done.
Sir, before I also forgot myself, right? As you are talking, you see, there was this thought that was running through my head last night, and it was so strong that I still remembered it this morning, and it's been running through my mind. See, even right now when you are talking about what should people do and all of that, I kind of discovered that we in the diaspora, we are actually the biggest foreign investor to Nigeria. Like, we are the people who send the most investment back into that country through our remittances. We hold so much power that we don't even know. So when somebody said we should start a diaspora or a global organization that can liaise with ourselves all over the world, mobilize ourselves, and even back home, fund proper, homegrown, a movement. And I was like, if the diasporans actually really, really cares, the journey to either the breakup or the restructuring or the referendum, whatever is going to be decided on Nigeria, the diasporans, we actually have that power. But how do we coordinate it? I'm going to say I'm still working on that. One day I'm going to say it. And hopefully it's going to meet the, expectation of a lot of people that they will just key into it. Diasporans will have to be those that will lead Nigerians out of this contraption, sir.
Maegu, you are saying something, but let me tell you, before you invest anything in those at home have to first of all understand. They have to, because let me tell you, when they say you diasporans, you should come home, if not for what the diasporians are doing, these guys at home, these criminals at home won't be bothered. They are shaking a little because of what we are doing in diaspora. Those at home are not there doing anything. So before you give money to them or for you to do something.
One thing, sir, just quickly, sir. You know where we seems not so possibly, or we seems to be jumping it to, right? Is the fact that there are still many of us who believe that those back home are not doing anything. Do you understand that? And it is not true. I want us to at least, even if we didn't see them do anything before now, right? We saw what happened that shook the entire system, especially disobedient and these young people and old people too. So when I spoke about building on such momentum, investing in such a movement and everything that comes around it, like, for example, diasporans are providing assurance for medical support, legal support, financial support, possible insurance, and so many other things for every Nigerian that pick up the gauntlet and stand up against these criminals. Something like that. Because we have them already. They nearly dethroned these people. And I don't think it's
I agree with you.
Go on.
No, let me talk. So if I land, you will get what I'm. You get my brief. I'm not saying that before we put more. What I'm saying is that, like no matter what
doing anything, me, I'm just calling your attention to maybe not enough.
No.
Go on.
No, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that in diaspora, it's just a few that are the Abadomites we are talking about. Many of us in diaspora agree that action ought to have been taken now. Okay.
Yeah.
Not that those back home don't know. But before you invest money, make sure you have got, just like what you are doing, Mayegu,
Yes,
you are getting the minds together. It has to start from the head.
Somewhere.
Mayegu, let me tell you one thing.
Yes,
even if that's the last one, if I have the time.
No,
let
it's
me
okay.
tell
I'm enjoying this. A lot of people are interested. They are listening to you.
Mayegu, these criminals at home, these are our criminal elements, Tinubu and gangsters and all of them. They are also cowards. So
they are.
Remember, let me give one practical example. Recent. Remember, there's something in that electoral law, or even the constitution, that say when INEC declares somebody a winner, the same INEC cannot reverse it.
Yes.
It's only the law courts. But Mayegu, in Adamawa, there's a story I want to tell you with this. In Adamawa, INEC reversed itself. Do you know why?
Immediately.
These criminal elements, before they strike, they normally test the water. When the water is calm, they strike immediately. But if there is turbulence, if there are turbulent sides, they pause, they withdraw. That is what happened in Adamawa. Remember that while that guy was announcing that result, he has not finished. So the woman they declared was simultaneously reading her acceptance speech.
That's right.
But Adamawa people show their red eyes that this can't take place. That's why the INEC violated the constitution and reversed themselves.
You are right.
I'm telling you that if INEC, Professor Mahmudu, let me call him the way you normally call him, Professor Mahmudu. If Professor Mahmudu that declare result at 4 a.m., odd hour when Nigerians hardly do anything from 4 a.m. If Nigerians woke up 5 a.m. and said this thing can't happen,
it won't stand.
Believe me, they would have reversed it. So that's what I'm trying to say. If those at home, before you invest money on something, I'm an accountant. Yes. Before you invest money on something, make sure that money you get value. You get value for your money, right? So when we get all these minds together before you invest money, these guys are also cowards. Look at just if Dele Farotimi talks, they will start sweating. You know, so they are also cowards because they see they have cowed us down so much, so they do anything they like. Let me give you another example. I wish I have the whole time. Do you know that if not because of neglecting Nigerians, this is Tinubu. If not that they have taken this sense of entitlement that they can do anything in Nigeria, nothing will happen.
Impunity that they can get away with anything.
Do you know that Tinubu, even if he said between 1999 and 2007, he wanted to give all he had to the administration of Lagos, between 2007 and now, Tinubu, if he's not neglecting Nigeria and Nigerians, Tinubu could have comfortably in Nigeria obtained legitimately an executive MBA. Do you know that?
Of course.
Between 2007 and now, so that we wouldn't have been talking about this thing, he could have decided. Nobody will ask him for elementary certificate. Nobody will ask him for secondary certificate before admitting him. Just wait for me. Before admitting him into an executive MBA, do you know that? Because he has had that experience of being executive director, of being a senator. But because they know that anytime they want to do anything, Nigerians won't do anything, he could have decided to choose that this executive MBA I want to do, all those that will teach me, they will all be professors. And the best of Nigerian professors will be scrambling to teach Tinubu. And he can say, look, I don't want any of you to near my boarding distance. My lecture will be in one of my guest houses. He will get it. And I'm going to France, I'm going to London, I want to pick 2 lecturers in my jet. He would have gotten it. And within 2 years, he will get legitimate executive MBA. By now, nobody would have been disgracing Nigeria, whether
and start talking about, they just didn't care. Illegality. That's why we call him career criminals.
Yes, they have that. They have that impunity. And I've always said, when people say fighting corruption, I say fighting corruption is a misnomer. You have to deal with impunity.
Yes.
If you deal with impunity, corruption will begin on its own to diminish. These guys have impunity all over their heads. knowing that Nigerians can't do anything. And until we do something, it will continue. Let me stop it here and allow that. But there's one last thing I want to say, and it's about you, Mayegu. One last thing, Mayegu. If you read I don't call often, but if you read my comments, you will see where I say, Mayegu, you're a professor. I'm not praising you because I'm talking to you.
I understand.
Mayegu, you're a professor. Do you know that 25% of the academics in the academia in Nigeria, I mean real professors, real academics in the academia in Nigeria, 25% of them didn't do PhD. They didn't write any PhD thesis.
Okay.
It's because of their presentation, what they're adding to knowledge, the way they analyze things, that they got their professorship. My head of department is that. He later became the dean and later became the vice chancellor. Let me not mention the university. He is a prof.
Wow.
Now, but he didn't do PhD. I've done the research. More than 25% of academics in the academia didn't have their PhD.
Didn't do any
so,
PhD.
The way you are analyzing things, you've done this thing for about 11 years. I've listened to you for about 18 months. If we pick 35% of your analysis, you will be a professor. Because the way you analyze things, many people, even those who have PhDs, can't analyze it. Is it economics? Is it political? Is it social? You analyze it very well. So I want
thank you so much. Thank you
we
very
really
much
have
for
to
that.
fight it.
Yes, sir.
Thank you so much.
And you too. Thank you so much for that acknowledgement. I appreciate everybody who observed that. But you know, one thing is that I might not be a professor or work in the academia, but like my caller said, I have gained experience doing this. Okay, it wasn't just so convenient or comfortable, just like this from the beginning. So I will also be very grateful to Sky. For those of you who know Sky, Sky in the UK, you see that company, If you come to the UK, if you are coming to the UK from Nigeria and you are looking for a job, right? At least try and work for Sky. Okay. You know, when I was working for Sky, they spent thousands, tens of thousands of pounds sterling in the space of 3 years, training me on communication, you know, customer service communication, customer service relation, you know, and so many other things that are actually professional courses that have their own certificate, but I'm not a paper certificate person, you know, but I can tell you this for a fact, yeah, it changed my life. Okay. I worked for Sky for 3 years and I could relate with practically everyone. Do you know what I mean? Like, if you see me talking with anger, like I'm talking like I'm angry, I may not really be angry, because even when I'm angry and I still want to pass a message, right? So it may just be me putting that face up, increasing that voice, so that you will know that, oh, Mayegu is angry. Oh, Mayegu is angry. Oh. But you realize that that's why the fact that I'm angry, I will still not have to repeat something twice or thrice, you know? I'm still going to deliver that message. I can remain angry for 10 minutes. And then you will love my angry face. You're like, oh my God, I like his angry face. I was trained to be like that. I was trained to listen. You know, it's just that unfortunately my connection here, the technology, where my studio have calls from everywhere, okay? So technology and the output may be different. That is why sometimes you feel like I'm speaking over my callers. No, that's the connection. I can relate with anyone. I can sit with, I don't care who you are. You may be president, prime minister, governor. I don't care who you are. Executive, chief. No. I will talk to you. I will talk to you. If you will allow me to speak, I will talk to you. And by the time I spend 10 minutes with you, I will leave you, I will leave an impression, because I am trained to be like that. I'm trained to speak to those who don't want Sky anymore. You know that kind of job? People that don't want you anymore. I'm done. I want to cancel my TV, cancel my broadband, cancel my this thing, cancel everything. I'm done. You people are just robbing bastard. You are robbing me and all of that. And you're just there like, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I understand how you feel, you know, that kind of thing. You'll be like, no, you don't. You don't. I need my money back. You just took 150 pounds from my bank. I'm going to give you your money back, okay? How about that? No, I'm not giving you money back, but you know you're angry and you want your money back right away. And I have to tell you, I say, okay, you know what? I'm going to give you your money back. How about that? No, I want it back in my bank account. Well, can we have a conversation first? Let's have a conversation. I don't want to have a conversation. Just cancel everything. Cancel everything. I don't want it anymore. Of course, I'm going to cancel it for you today. In fact, I mean, they've been transferring me here and there and all of that. I'm like, going to be like, I'm not going to transfer you to anywhere anymore. I'm going to be the one to fix your problem for you. Now, this is somebody who is so angry, raging, and all of that. They will not only keep their TV and broadband, they will renew the contracts. They will even buy phone from me, or maybe SIM card. Maybe not them, maybe their kids. You know, maybe you can even get a tablet for that your 3-year-old son. Your 3-year-old son, has he started reading or something? The rhymes and all that. That's where they're angry 10 minutes ago. We go come they laugh. So I was trained to be like that. So if I want to get people angry, I know what to say. You know what I mean? That's why if you come onto my program, don't advise me in a way to be like, Mayegu, I want to. No. Everything I do, I've told you, whatever comes out of my mouth, I am responsible for it. If you feel like I say something that is defamatory, like spoiling your name, just sue me. Don't let anybody believe that because I live in the UK, you can't sue me. You can sue me. I am a trained, what do you call it? I am a trained communicator. Okay? I can communicate, I can calm you, I can do all of that very conveniently. So if you now see that I have been so successful on Mayegun's Diary Political, I know I have been very successful because I have built a relationship with people I'm so easy to relate with because I am trained to be like that. Sure you get. And maybe because I'm actually like that. Anyway, then I got training. So when people kind of acknowledge that, I say, oh, thank you. Oh, Mayego, you are so, oh, thank you. Now, only money customer they give me when I was working for Sky. You don't see where customer will be say they mad and they say, I mean, can you give me your number? Can you give me, what's your name? I'm going to go look you up on social media. What is your full name? Because they want to see me in person. Like, oh my God, you are a great asset to Sky. When I said I was leaving Sky, they said, okay, you know what? Don't just leave. They said, I should go and think about it. I said, they leave. My YouTube channel can pay me, you know, my content can actually pay me times 3 or times 4 of what Sky. And Sky was paying me good money, very good money, not bad. And I said, I mean, I could just go and do this for life. I could just go and be a communicator for life. And this is me. So if you are going to come for me, you need to know my story. Okay? It is it is what you order that you get. I am as sincere as I can be. And then, you know, and I have great people around me. Lovely people who love my ego. You have no idea. People love me. And I just can't be bragging about them all the time. They love me. Hello there.
Any more more.
Kábíyèsí o. Ìgbélé mo wà o. Mi ò yájú o. How are you, sir?
Now, person we don't know you now. Mayego.
Baba.
I've been very busy and have not been able to call you into your program in the last 1 week.
I hope you've been enough. You've never really missed much, by the way, because there will be so much to catch up on if you have.
Mayego, busy because I couldn't call you.
Right.
Now, there's a way I call you when I want to get through to you. So I watched the program, but I couldn't call.
I'm glad you are able
because
go on.
I was always mobile data. So if I'm on mobile data, I find it a way to get into to you. So
right.
I'll go straight to the mic.
No wahala, Baba. Go on.
I have noticed something about Nigerian politics. I don't refer those politicians to as leaders. And this is what I've noticed. It's an observation, I might be wrong. Why is it so easy that an ex-convict in America, people who are being jailed in America, come to Nigeria and show their money, the money they've made legally, show it in the face of the people without any background check, they start having followers.
Just like that.
Just recently, there was a news that broke out in Nigeria about, there was this socialite, in Nigeria who had this guy got married to, and the marriage coupled in 2 months. And some information came out about that guy.
Is that not that, sorry to cut you short, right? Is that not that socialite that wanted to commit suicide and, they stopped?
Yes, I don't want to mention names. Exactly.
Okay. You wanted to keep it cryptic. I'm so sorry, I broke the glass.
No, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine as long as we don't mention names.
Yeah, Baba.
The guy, that guy is an ex-convict. When he came to Nigeria, do you know that guy contested for an election in Ogun State?
I saw it.
That guy spent all that money he made because obviously the guy had a plea bargain, just like
Tinubu.
Tinubu. Yeah, exactly. But of course, when you have this plea bargain, you still have some, money somewhere. So the guy got to Nigeria, and the only thing he could do. So now the question is, if that guy had been successful and he got into political office, just like the late Buruju Kashamu, until his death, when the America government was looking for him.
His death now. He was Senator Buruju Kashamu. He became a senator. He sat inside the Nigerian Senate chamber. He sat and raised up his hand for bills.
Yeah.
Made law for the rest of Nigeria.
I know he was spent, but my greatest concern is this. I, for one, I don't think about people in Nigeria anymore. I'll tell you a very good story. And this is very true. All my friends, all my friends in Nigeria, I don't talk to them anymore for one reason. I'll tell you, my ego. You see, one thing I try to stay away from is people who that's why I'm not active on any social media. People who will never see things the other way, because a lot of them are going, no disrespect. No disrespect. They have never got into an airplane or the airport or, traveled out of the country. So the first thing I noticed is when I started traveling before I even relocated, the way I see things was different from the way they were seeing things. So before I left the country, finally, I knew these people, I was going to discard them.
They can never be my circle.
They will not.
And they didn't disappoint you,
No, they did not. They did not, my ego. None of them has access to me. They don't have my phone numbers. My ego, my greatest, the way I think right now, and the only thing I'm thinking about is because I work in the government. You understand right now.
So you are a civil servant, and that comes with a lot of rules and responsibilities, Baba.
Yes, my ego. And I saw everything I went through getting into the government department that I work for, and I knew what I went through. You see, it's not about you just being brilliant.
No.
And I'm saying this because of what Tinubu has done right now. He has taken us back.
Put everybody under the radar.
And that's the reason why I will never forgive some of my friends in Nigeria who support this, just because someone is from your clan or because...
the sad thing is that, they will not be saying you are overreacting.
No,
they will say,
I am not overreacting.
You know what? They will say, I mean, at least, it's just political difference now. You have your choice. I have my choice. But when we are talking about your choices that are actually ruining lives, including theirs, that's why I told you, I said, if I see APC, people would support APC and people would support PDP. from my own experience and the PTSD I've suffered in their hands, right? I see people who support them as a potential threat to my life. Now, you may be my friend, you may be watching me now, you know what I mean? So if you see this whole thing as, it should be it's just a political difference now, at least you want, no, it's more than that. Oh. You are actually a threat to the life of other people if you are supporting these people, but you may not know. I do tell people that too.
Beyond, exactly, Bayego. Beyond politics now.
Politics.
They don't even know the enormity of what they are doing. Let me tell you what they've done. You see, a lot of them right now, they are sending their own kids to school, and one day, their kids, what we went through. Michael, do you know the reason why what we went through trying to get jobs here because we don't want to do the dirty jobs?
Yeah.
I'll tell you why we went through those things. Is the antecedents of people like Tinubu. I'm
like
speaking in
and what they left, the mark they left in America
behind.
Made these future Americans who are now there today, Nigerians from Nigerians from Nigeria who are now in America. God damn it. That's
Mayegun,
something.
it will get to a point. Mayegun, it will get to a point. You see me,
Hey.
Even though I was excelling, the job I finally got, I smashed the interview because you will get the feedback. For 3 months, nobody called me. For 3 months, even though I got a feedback for my interview, nobody called me. You know what will happen to their own children? Because let me just give you the analysis. It will get to a point that they will retire because they will have nothing to fall back on. Because I know, I got to know. It's because my own even retirement benefit after working for 13 years, I never got it. You see, they will now retire. They will now be preaching to their children to jack. When their children jack, their children will be slaves to our own children here because Nigeria will never get better. So their children will reap from what their fathers
did.
Their own children, their own father on in Nigeria. And what will happen then is, you see now, when you have to go through different stages of security checks before you get certain jobs abroad, when a time will come, there will be no security checks. They will just ignore. You understand? They will just say,
like
okay,
we will not even go there to apply because we know you are not wanted.
Yes, at all. So that would be the situation. So let them continue. My last thing I want to say, Mayegun.
Yeah.
Last thing I want to say is this. Whatever this establishment they try to do, it will not last forever. Let me tell you why.
Why?
Sometime ago, I read a book. Because I read books about countries and why countries go into war. Not because I want to start a war in Nigeria one day, but I want to know the mind of how does this thing come about? I read a book sometime ago called The Son of Hamas. This book was about, if anybody has read that book, after reading that book, what I did? I discarded that book. I threw it away. I didn't want to keep it.
Why?
Because if you read that book, some of the things inside, if care is not taken, you start meditating on them and you think it's the right. Yes.
Like you
exactly.
Get radicalized
That's
and
the
you
word.
begin to imagine things that are completely not you.
Exactly.
And you are worried that you'll be something that you don't want to be.
Yeah, because I know myself. I can seclude myself
just put up
when
that character and that's you. And
straight on.
And you were not ready for that then, right?
Yes. In fact, one of the guy who wrote that book is taking refuge in America today. He's from the Palestine, and to cut the long story short, you see what will happen? What will happen very soon in Nigeria? It might take time, but with the works of people like you, what will happen is this. You see the canker worms that the establishment are creating, are the ones that are going to fight them back.
That's right.
The people who they have empowered illegally, the people who have gone through a lot that they brought onto their own side and they think they are safe. Mayegun, kò ní pẹ́, kò ní jìnnà.
It's a matter of time.
Báwo lọ ṣe máa ń sọ Yorùbá wọn ní gẹ́gẹ́dẹ́ àgbiná àbí báwo? Ó lè má jẹ́ lórí Tinubu. Kò ní sọ́nà àbáyọ fún mọ́. So that is my own.
God bless you. Thank you so much for all of that. Ladies and gentlemen, sorry, I think we should call it a night. I know I usually stole your time yesterday. Ade Williams was kind of, I saw you yesterday, sir, where you are mocking the member of the temple that Mayegun has carried them handicap because I finished the program 40 minutes early. But you should know that it was because something popped up, okay? So tonight I decided to make it an open mic and we have done so well, all right? I want to say thank you to every one of us, right? But before I go, let me give you this motivational talk so that I can use that one to spend like 5 minutes with us before I go. See, if you are just joining Mayegun's Diary Political, for some reason you stumbled on this platform and it looks good. It looks like something you like. I look like somebody that speaks your mind and all of that. See, I have been doing this, okay? Or should I introduce myself again? I am Mayegun and the Mayegun General, which is the GO of this Temple of Truth. I have been doing this for more than 11 years, consistently. So what that means is that I saw through the Jonathan's shenanigans, and then I saw through the Buhari's rascality and jihadism, okay? So if you stumbled on my channel a few months ago up till now, let me tell you something. I am not different from anyone. But what I have discovered is that if you really want to express the truth about what is going on in Nigeria, and the purpose of it is to educate others so that if they know what is going on, you can help them to, when they understand something, you can help them to form their own opinions, okay, views on them, and possibly help them take position, okay, on things. And in my own, in my own word, I have discovered that the first thing you have to sort of defeat if you are interested in making a difference, especially when it comes to Nigeria, it is like using a cup, fetch water with a cup and then pour it into the ocean. It will always seems like it is not of any effect, right? But there is effect. Most of the problem that people have, or should I say, yeah, one of the problems that people have, especially Nigerians, is that they don't have time to analyze things. Critical thinking about happenings is not really our forte. People don't like reading too much. And if they do read anything happening, they don't really kind of connected to it. In a way, this has made the people I now call the criminals in Nigeria, controlling or ruling Nigeria. It has made it possible for them to continue to spread fear, the fear of unknown, okay? If they tell you something, just take it at its face value. Don't question it, because if you question it, you're going to discover something. And if you discover something you don't like, you are likely going to probe further and you're going to react, and they don't want you to. So the fear of unknown. A lot of Nigerians are scared of a lot of things. Things they believe will actually hurt them, kill them, destroy them or anything. And the people who control power in Nigeria, as whether they are using religion to control you or they are using government to control you, power is power. Those who have power over you, they have power over you because they have managed to bury you in fear, the fear of unknown. If I said this now, what's going to happen to me? If I rejected that, what's going to happen to me? So that is the first thing I conquered. I understand that sometimes people will say, Mayogun is easier. You are living in the UK, so you are free. You know, they won't touch you. There are people who live abroad, but they still live in that fear. Okay? The fear of, if I speak my mind, it can lead me into trouble. Now, because people don't like trouble, despite the fact that every day of our life is more or less like trouble, we pay attention to things that are mostly irrelevant, and we ignore relevant things. Relevant things like politics, politicians, the people that decides whether you and I are going to be happy or we're going to be sad. Criminals who probably don't understand you and they don't want to understand you. They have the rule book. And if you don't obey what they say, they have the way of scaring you to make you scared. And you are worried. So I conquered fear. I conquered fear, and I decided to tell everybody about it. There are still people that will listen to me, and I will say some things on Mayogun's Diary Political, and they will just be like, Mayogun. Mayogun. Mayogun, is only you that can say that one. No, me, I cannot say that about, I don't want them to, that stuff. People are scared. They are scared of the air they breathe. They are scared of spirit that will make them sleep and not wake up. They are scared of evil people that are going to probably make them unfortunate, lose their money, lose their life, and all of that stuff. They are scared of people in governments that are looting and destroying the country, and they can't talk about them. They are scared about their pastors and their woolies and the rest of them because they don't want them to cost them. They are scared about their affairs and imams and everybody like that because they don't want them to put jihad on. People are scared of almost a lot of things. I kind of, it's okay to be to be scared of something. No, I'm not saying it's bad though. I would like to understand what I'm supposed to be afraid of before I would know if I should be afraid of it or not. I was scared of those in government before, like you. I was once worried and scared of those who claim to have spirit and they have spiritual this or that. They could turn you to anything. They could change your life. They could kill you and the rest. I used to have that same fear. But when I discovered that it is all not exactly how they are presented, I defeated those fear. And today, none of them in any way would sort of, impact in how I express myself when it comes to the truth. Even if it's going to hurt people, it's only, my truth is only going to hurt people who are bad people. Okay? And it's going to hurt you if you are a supporter of bad people. But one thing is this, which I have also discovered, is that we are all going to die. Sure, you get. That's the most things that a lot of people actually are afraid of. You're afraid of dying. Abi? You don't have control over it. So don't let anybody control your life based on you're just going to die. I can make you die. No, you're not going to die. Do you get that? And if you're going to die anyway, yeah, fine. Everybody dies. I want to grow old and die. You don't have that choice. Nobody has that. Anything can happen and you can die anytime. But there's something you have to know, which is something I discovered as well. A lot of people will die and they've never lived. They live their life in fear, worry, fear of unknown. And then even when they seems to be all right, comfortable, they still live in fear, the fear of unknown. Oh, is all my money going to be gone? Oh, am I going to, lose that and that? And because of that, a lot of people never really lived. They were just walking about, they never live. So I choose that even if I'm going to die, I am going to first live. I advise you to first live before you die. So whoever is going to scare you of death, tell them it's inevitable, we're all going to die. If you have a chance of saying your truth, if you have a chance of making something right, when things are wrong and you are there to make it right, do it. Don't be so kind of concerned about whether you are going to die or you're not going to die. You're going to die anyway. But you need to live first. You don't need to live your life in fear. A lot of us have different things that are scaring us. I used to have this fear of a bad dream. I dream a lot that I found myself in Nigeria. Is either they stole my car in Nigeria It's either they are actually like chasing me in Nigeria. I always have those dreams, but they never worry me because why won't I have those dreams? I talk about Nigeria all the time. I spend like 15 hours a day putting together content about Nigeria every day. So why won't I dream of me in Nigeria, people chasing me or people, all of that. So psychologically, I could deal with that. So I don't live my life in fear and worry. I advise you to do the same. If they're going to jail anybody, if you walk towards where they're going to, take you and jail you, just count that as part of your own life journey. You don't need to live your life in fear. You know what I mean? Don't live it in fear, because that's exactly what gives the criminals the power over you. You are worried. You're worried about a lot of things. Just know that whatever will be. Do your own best and make sure you do it right. All right? And live your life so free, so that you can have that free mind of observing and critically looking at things, and then when you want to share your views on them, you have nobody to worry about. You have nobody you are worried, you are scared of. You are not afraid of anybody. Just speak your mind. Even if they say that, now waiting you talk, now why they come beat you, but you don't talk what you want to talk, Abi. I don't want them to beat me. That's why I'm not going to talk. Come on. Government of Nigeria and their supporters prefer all of us to live in fear. That is the first thing you have to let go. Whatever will happen, will happen. Okay? The world has been done a great deal that we are here. Okay? But before we leave, we must leave an everlasting difference or mark on this earth. Thank you so much for listening to my TED Talk. And then, yes, to my super chatters, thank you. Nobody, thank you. Friday, the 20th of October is when we are having the memoriam, third anniversary of the third memorial for the NSAS Matthias, those killed by APC, Egbekegbe, 3 years ago. It's going to happen in another 2 weeks. I hope you will date that down, okay? Thank you, nobody. And I will see everybody some other time. You should all have a wonderful evening, okay? Good night.
Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò.
Mayegun Diary, Mayegun #1.
Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò.
Mayegun Diary, Mayegun #1.
Mayegun ti dé o, ọ̀rẹ́ ará ìlú.
Mayegun Diary, Mayegun #1.
Lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube.
Mayegun Diary, Mayegun #1.
Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Mayegun já wa sí.
Mayegun Diary, Mayegun #1.
Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o.
Mayegun Diary, Mayegun #1.
Bó bá ṣe eré, àní Mayegun máa wí.
Mayegun Diary, Mayegun #1.
Ó sì tún ṣe eré, wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o.
Mayegun Diary, Mayegun #1.
Mayegun Diary politico.
Mayegun Diary, Mayegun #1.
Godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Mayegun.
Mayegun Diary, Mayegun #1.
Ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o kẹgọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu o.
Mayegun Diary, Mayegun #1.
Àní Mayegun làwa mọ̀ tó dòdòdò.
Mayegun Diary, Mayegun #1.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé. Mayegun ti dé.
Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Lórí Facebook.
Mayegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
lórí YouTube.
Máyégún ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn lájú.
Máyégún ti dé.
Bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn lájú.
Máyégún ti dé.
Ijó ìgbádìyẹ.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn lájú.
Máyégún ti dé.
Bí pẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn lájú.
Máyégún ti dé.
Bí gómìnà kówó jẹ.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn lájú.
Máyégún ti dé.
Ọlọ́pàá tí ń darí bá.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn lájú.
Máyégún ti dé.
Aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn lájú.
Máyégún ti dé.
Òpùrọ́ olóṣèlú.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn lájú.
Máyégún ti dé.
Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ẹni bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o.
Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ẹni bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ o, Máyégún ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀. Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀, Máyégún ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀. Oníkan ṣáàtì ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe fáwọn ará ìlú tó gbé wọn débẹ̀ o.
Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ òní fi wọ́n níran.
Kì máa yí ṣe eré, ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. Kì máa yí ṣe eré, ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. Ẹni bá ti lè lẹ́bọ̀ lẹ́rù o, ọmọ bá dèrò kàṣà ìtú wọn síta.
Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ òní fi wọ́n níran.
Tẹnitẹni ọmọ Máyégún ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni mo fọlọ́run ṣọ́ ẹ̀ bá kìlẹ́bù. Lóòótọ́ olódodo ìlú ọ̀tá ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni ìwọ ṣá máa ń ṣọ́ra kò sì mọ́ bẹ̀rù. Bọ́tà ń lè rí bóníṣègùn lé káwọn mọ̀mọ́ fi ṣera wọn ni ó ti dẹrùn tí wọn ò gbọ́dọ̀ sì mọ́ bẹ̀. Èèpo ọ̀bọ lọmọ bá dérò tàjẹ́ ò gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́, ó ti jọba lórí àbínú ẹni kò sì mọ́ bùyà. Àìsíwọ́lu ní ẹnìkẹ́ ìgbódì ẹyin lábàrá o, ó kó ẹni tó bá dán wò á kàmù. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì o. Ẹni bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò òní fi wọ́n níran o.
Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ òní fi wọ́n níran.